Greetings and welcome once again. I'm James Hackley, author of the best-selling book, Body, Mind, and Spirit, The Awakening. And please make sure you visit us at www.jameshackley.com. Day 14. Day 14 is something that's near and dear to all of our hearts. It's money, power, and sex. Now, in the book, it's a tell-all. I give a disclaimer in my book that when it comes to talking about money, power, and sex, I'm going to be as candid and as revealing as D'Angelo was on the cover of his Voodoo album. Because if you're going to give a testimony, you have to bear all and you have to keep it 100. So when it comes to money, power, and sex, let's start with money. One of the most famous misquotes out there is that money is the root of all evil. The truth of the matter is that it's not money that's the root of all evil. It's the love of money that's the root of all evil. Money by itself, it could be a good thing. If you just look at it in your community and on the news, we don't even have to look at the globe, but if we just look at the poor situations in the U.S., folks who've been laid off and 9% unemployment, if we could just give some of our money, if we had enough of it, an abundance of money, an overflow of money, we could help others who are stressed out, who can't feed their families, who are being evicted, or just the basic necessities of life. And then you look at third world countries, when just a bowl of rice is going to help them survive for a day, and it's just some terrible situations out there. So money by itself, it's not evil. It's that love of money, what we do for money, and our intentions once we get the money. That's at the heart of the evil. Power. Why do folks always want to climb and claw to get to the top? Folks will work 90, 100, 120 hours a week just to get that corner office. And why? Just to be powerful. And there's always a price to pay. Folks that are working all that time, they do so at the peril of losing their family. What profits a man to have the corner office, $1 million salary, when he has no one to share it with, no one to enjoy it with? So power is not all that it's chopped up to be. And also, there's a cost with that power. And sex. Sex is something that we see it as a need, a necessity of life. Now, before I married guy now, before I was married, I was single as single could be. But when I put the ring on Angela's finger, I knew in my heart of hearts that she would be the last woman that I would be with. However, when I look at the 30-something years or 40-something years that led up to that, I was out there. And the truth of the matter is that once you get married, you can't just wipe all the thoughts and wipe all that stuff at the proverbial door when you enter to the house of matrimony. You still have those thoughts, you still have those desires with you. But just because you have those thoughts, that's because you have those desires. You don't have to act on those things. So in the book, we talk about how to be mentally disciplined. That's very important. Wise man Martin Luther once said that you can't keep the birds from flying over your head, but you can keep them from building a nest in your head. So when we have thoughts of infidelity, when we have thoughts of doing things that would be displeasing to our mates, we have to arrest those thoughts, because thoughts, if we keep entertaining those thoughts become actions. So Body, Mind, and Spirit, The Awakening, that's the book. And day 14 in your awakening journey is money, power, and sex. A very powerful chapter. So once again, visit us at www.jameshackley.com. And as always, I'm very interested, and I'm genuinely interested in finding out how your journey is going. So please reach out to me at info@jameshackley.com. And until we meet again, God bless.